Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. Unfortunately, I was not with you people yesterday. I had an appointment with the dentist, unfortunately. I'm back here again with the Cricket Happening Show. Sorry, I would have loved to actually give you the match report on the third 2020 played within Australia and Pakistan, which resulted in a crushing victory for Australia over Pakistan by a huge margin of probably it was 94 runs. We will look at that. Now I'll be definitely talking about that match. Just going to analyze and just see what I can talk about. And right now we have a game going on. This is a cricket update coming in. Finally, the 2020 series has got off the ground, and it's being played in Chidambaram Stadium here, MA Chidambaram in Chennai. And the news from the center is New Zealand are the ones who are actually batting first here at Chepauk in Chennai, and India won the toss and inserted the New Zealanders in, and New Zealand are doing well, pretty well I thought, 124 for 3 currently. Brendan McCullum is really looking very aggressive. He's right now unbeaten on 83 runs of just 52 deliveries, 9 fours and 3 sixes, and you know how dangerous Brendan McCullum can be because there's only 4 more overs to go, and that is the match situation right now. So the other match that happened yesterday was between England and South Africa. It was a no result game. Another 5 balls could be bowled and there could have been a result. It was England who made 77 for 5 of 9 overs because of the rain actually holding up the number of overs there. 77 for 5 South Africa made, and England was set a target, but at least 5 overs have to be bowled minimum for the match to be decided. Has to be decided even though it would be a Duckworth-Lewis method. For a result, you require at least 5 overs to be bowled, but unfortunately, that was not so. And England finished with 29 for 2. 5 more balls remained to be bowled to complete the 5th over, and then the umpires called off the players, and they called off play as rain lashed the Manchester and Old Trafford. Well, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to look at the game that concluded the Australian tour of the United Arab Emirates in 2012 with Australia versus Pakistan. It was a lot of hype there. Pakistan were the ones who were absolutely on the ascendancy, but what Australia did is something marvelous. They not only stopped Pakistan in their tracks for doing a clean sweep, but got a crushing victory. In fact, it was like sweet revenge for them. Even though they lost the series, what they did is they really gave a warning to all the teams that you just can't be saying that Australia is languishing behind Ireland and we can take it easy. No way. Australia beating Pakistan, crushing Pakistan at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium by 94 runs. We will talk about that. And another thing that it did for Australia is that their morale would have been low, but now the morale would have been sky high after beating Pakistan by 94 runs, and this also makes them go above Ireland in the rankings now. So that would have really given them lots of satisfaction, especially the Australian fans. In the meanwhile, just a cricket update here. Things are rolling along pretty smoothly here for the New Zealanders as the score is galloping along as Ross Taylor has just struck a 6 and the score has moved to 134 for 3. We are in the 17th over. Ross Taylor is 15 out of 9 balls, just hit a 6 now. McCullum is batting on 87. Well, just coming back to the match here between Australia and Pakistan. Australia had a whirlwind start. David Warner and Shane Watson thrashed the bowling. In fact, initially it was Abdul Razak and Umar Gul started, but they were also not doing. But at least I would say that David Warner and Watson were kept a bit quiet. There was not much runs leaking. But with the introduction of Yasir Arafat, who played yesterday, Saeed Ajmal and Raza Hassan, things started absolutely galloping with David Warner and Shane Watson competing to hit the largest number of sixes. As you would remember the previous match, only 3-4 scored and no sixes. This time Australia, if you look at it, there were 12 sixes hit, out of which 11 sixes were shared between the openers David Warner and Shane Watson, who gave them an electric performance, electric stand here as far as the opening stand was concerned. It was a record opening stand for 2020 cricket for Australia, and that yielded 111 runs. The Pakistani bowlers are totally clueless as to what to do. They really took the attack right to the spinners' camp, and the spinners were hit off the length. Saeed Ajmal was hit for a superb reverse swept six. It's a switch hit six which David Warner hit, and that was really great to see. He had 6 sixes and all, and he clattered Raza Hassan for 3 sixes, and Shane Watson took after Shoaib Malik and removing him out of the attack with just bowling 1 over, which went for 20 runs, with Shane Watson clubbing 5 sixes, hit with tremendous force, and David Warner was simply dynamite, I would say. It was really pure dynamite. David Warner and Shane Watson clubbing the Pakistani spillers absolutely in such a merciless manner, probably giving them a taste of saying that we Australians are here to really win this match, and that's what they did. With this particular stand was so punishing that Pakistan were really wilting under the pressure, and then finally it was broken with David Warner out for 59 of 34 balls with 1 4 and 6 sixes. Shane Watson contributed 47 of just 32 deliveries, 1 4 and 5 sixes, and then there was a cameo from Glenn Maxwell who was brought into the team, 27 of 20 balls with 3 4s and 1 6. And as I said, the Pakistani spinners were hit all round the park. They didn't know what to bowl to these bowlers. And only when Mohammad Hafiz came in, the captain, he really stemmed the rod there. In fact, at least he started having a semblance of control over the proceedings there. Michael Hussey contributed 12, and after that, the Australian innings fell away. With Bailey contributing 3, Cameron White a duck, Christian 3, Matthew Wade was not on 6, 168 for 7, thanks to that 111-run partnership between David Warner and Shane Watson in the 11th over. One would have expected Australia to score probably in excess of 200 at the rate they were going, but Pakistani bowlers should be commended and credited for the work they did after the 10th over, because if you see 111 for 1 in the 11th over, and then you see only 57 runs added, 6 wickets lost, and 9 overs were bowled. So that itself tells you the story. Abdul Razak 2 overs for 12, Umar Gul 4 overs 2 for 30, Yasir Arafat 3 overs 2 for 30, Saeed Ajmal 4 overs went for 19 runs and 2 wickets, and Raza Hassan 3 overs 1 for 34, Malik 1 over for 20, taken off. Mohammad Hafiz 3 overs none for 17. But what I would like to talk about here, what Australia did with the ball was really commendable. Their bowlers really came in and rolled out the Pakistani batsmen for just 74, with Nasir Jamshid the highest scorer with 17 runs of 23 balls with 2 4. Splendid bowling. Look at the bowling figures of the Australians. It makes absolute happy reading. Shane Watson 3 overs no maiden, 1 for 13. Mitchell Starc, the best bowler on this tour so far, bowling splendidly, bowling 3.1 overs no maiden, 11 runs and 3 wickets. Patrick Cummins came into his own today, 4 overs for 15 runs and 3 wickets. He learnt a lesson probably after the first match. Brad Hogg 4 overs no maiden, 1 for 11 on the money. Glenn Maxwell 4 overs 1 for 12, getting his debut one-day international wicket there, and Christian 1 over for 8 runs. Pakistan winning the 3-match series 2-1, but as I said, Australians will take a lot of heart out of this particular very crushing victory that they had on Pakistan. Mohammad Hafiz, the first wicket to go was Imran Nazir. Imran Nazir got an in-swinger from Mitchell Starc, wrapped on the pads, up went the umpire's finger. He was walking for 1. Nasir Jamshid gave a catch to cover the bowling of Maxwell for 17. Mohammad Hafiz also went for a loose shot to Cummins for 9, and then Mitchell Starc also produced a beautiful delivery to clean bowl Saeed Ajmal too. Kamran Akmal, everybody, I mean, it's like Kamran Akmal collected a duck. Shoaib Malik was the delivery, which was a beautiful delivery from Patrick Cummins, which came in, went through the gate and hit the stumps, and Shoaib Malik was walking for a duck. Kamran Akmal was out for a duck. Abdul Razak and Yasir Arafat briefly tried to resist, but only as much as 13 and 15 respectively, and then it was all over. 74 all out Pakistan, losing the match by 94 runs, bringing an end to the series. David Warner was the man of the match. The man of the series went to Saeed Ajmal, one of the mystery spinners according to me, the way he has been bowling. One really has to really watch him how he goes. I mean, I think all the players, the rival teams would definitely be trying to see how they have to play Saeed Ajmal, because he could be quite a proposition. He's not easy to handle, let me tell you that. Okay, now let's look at the other match. In the meanwhile, here I have seen 1 wicket going here. Yes, Brendan McCullum's wicket is gone. He has been clean bowled by Pathan for 91 of 55 balls with 11 fours and 3 sixes. Ross Taylor, the captain, is not out on 18. Franklin is not out on 142 for 4 in the 18th over. I'll come back to that later. In the meanwhile, we go to the second 2020 match, which happened yesterday between South Africa and England, played at Old Trafford in Manchester with rain, really proving a spoiled sport there. South Africa batted first, and with the play, the match reduced due to rain to 9 overs, 77 for 5 of 9 overs. Hashim Amla was in his element today. He was unbeaten on 47 of 30 balls, 7 sweetly struck fours. Richard Levy disappointed out for a duck today. Stephen Finn was the best bowler, bowling absolute. In fact, he was costly, but he took 2 wickets, 2 for 17 for Stephen Finn. A.B. de Villiers was out for 1, Markell for 3, promoted in the batting order. Duminy out for 5. Ontong was not out on 1, Callis not on 13, 77 for 5 of 9 overs for South Africa. And England finished with 29 for 2 when play was called off due to rain, with Kees Wheater, Scott Peterson bowled Steen for 1, and Alex Hales was not out on 11 of 8 balls. Luke Wright promoted in the batting order, coming at 1 drop after having a good race. Probably would have liked the match to go the whole hog, but not. Luke Wright contributed only 14 of 11 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. Ian Morgan was not out on 29 for 2. As I said, 5 more balls could be bowled, and England had to get 41 runs on the board. If they had got that, England would have been through, but unfortunately it ended in a no result. Thus making South Africa 1-0 up in the series, in the 3-match series. Tomorrow, on 12th of September, would be the last match which would be played of this tour of South Africa of England, where the third T20 between England and South Africa is going to be played at Birmingham. That will decide whether England can level the series or whether South Africa will take the series. Markell 2 overs for 8 runs, 1 over for 10 runs for Steen and 1 wicket. Both are 1 over no made and none for 10. So, well, let me just take you down live to the cricket update here at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai. We are almost coming to the close here as far as this particular innings is concerned between India and New Zealand. New Zealand currently have started losing wickets. They have lost Franklin. Balaji has picked up the wicket. Franklin was gone. Yuvraj Singh bowled Balaji for 143 for 5 currently in the 18th over, going at a very good rate of 8.17 runs per over. Well, finally the match got aground, as I said. New Zealand right now, they didn't have a very good start. In fact, they lost both the batsmen openers clean bowled to Zahir Khan and Pathan respectively for 0 and 1. It was Rob Nicol out for a duck. Martin Guptill was out for 1 to the bowling of Pathan, and that made it 2 for 2. And then it was a very good partnership between Brendan McCullum and Kane Williamson, playing some very good strokes, and both of them nursing that side to 92 before Kane Williamson fell, caught Ashwin, tried to get a ball from the off stump and tried to heave it on the onside. Ashwin took a good catch. He was gone for 28 of 26 balls with 3 fours. And currently Ross Taylor is still there, not out on 20 of 14 balls with 1 6. Franklin the man out, caught Yuvraj Singh, bowled Balaji 1. Jacob Burham has come in, so you can expect some fireworks here. He's not out on 2. He's coming on some good form from the SLPL, the Sri Lankan Premier League. Brendan McCullum contributed a very hard-hitting knock of 91 of 55 balls with 11 fours and 3 sixes. And Brendan McCullum, as you know, what a dangerous player he can be. So 2 more overs to go. One has to see whether Jacob Burham can really use the long handle to good effect and start clubbing some sixes. Now let's look at the bowling figures here. Zahir Khan, 3 overs no maiden, 1 for 17. Irfan Pathan, 4 overs no maiden, 3 for 21, bowling superbly, has completed his quota there. And Balaji, 3 overs, went for 22 with a 1 wicket to his name. Yuvraj Singh on his comeback was a bit costly with the ball. We're going to see how he does with the bat, if at all he gets a chance to bat there. 2 overs no maiden, none for 14. Ashwin, 3 overs for 34, has been very costly. Brendan McCullum in particular getting going after Ravichandran Ashwin, and 3 overs for 27 for Virat Kohli. We are in the 18th over, 146 for 5. New Zealand 2 more overs to go, and I would say New Zealand would be definitely eyeing around 170 runs. The reason being Jacob Burham is there, and Ross Taylor can also be pretty explosive. So let's see whether India can stop them from reaching the 170 mark. So that's going to be the question. Let's wait and watch. Well, that's it from me, your host Ram, for the Cricket Happening Show for today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.